Shift into an attitude of gratitude.
Welcome to the Millionaire Woman Show, where we'll be discussing leadership, business, human potential, inspiring you to live rich from the inside out. Unlock your creativity, stretch out of your comfort zone, break through your barriers, take inspired action, and achieve epic results. Now here's your host, 3-time best-selling author, speaker, and certified executive coach, Debra Kasowski.
Hello everyone, it's Debra Kasowski and I'm here with another Millionaire Woman Show podcast. I am super excited that you're here today. Today we are going to be talking about the givers, the takers, and the legend makers. And so turn things up. If you're in a position that you can take some notes, because I want to really dig into this topic. I was watching a TED Talk by Adam Grant, and he was talking about givers and takers, and he's an organizational psychologist. So it really got me thinking about business, leadership, and how we lead in our own homes and communities. So really, when you think about givers, takers, and legend makers, let's start off with the givers. The givers are the individuals who are generous, loving, kind. They stop everything to help others, and also they're always driven to give value to others. A lot of great qualities. But these individuals also can be at risk of not being able to move up the ladder, be promoted, in the fact that they're not willing to take risks. They don't set boundaries. They can often exhaust themselves and lead to burnout. So these are some of the characteristics that you want to possess, but not to the extreme. Okay? So I want you to think about some of the givers that you have seen and some of the qualities. And often the first people that come to my mind when I think of givers is Mother Teresa and Princess Diana. These are the two individuals who come to my mind right away. Then we have the takers. You might have some in your environment. The takers are individuals who Adam Grant refers to as people who trumpet their achievements, but they dismiss anyone who has been a part of the circle, or they dismiss that credit is due to anyone else but themselves. And that is a great risk that they're taking, because what they often do is they burn bridges. They are so quick to continuously meet individuals. They have a broad network, but what they're doing is they burn bridges quickly along the way, and then what happens is not only do they have the great network, but because they burnt those bridges, they earn a reputation of not someone to do business with, not someone to spend time with, because they're exhausting. They have an ulterior motive. They have an agenda. When they work with individuals, they are looking at how people can serve them versus being able to serve others. So really thinking about different takers, and sometimes people will refer to different political leaders as a taker. They are the bull in the china shop going toward where they want to go. There's leaders in organizations that can do the same thing. That bull in the china shop mentality is that they go and get what they need done. They don't care what damage happens around them, the impact that they have on the people or the resources, as long as they get to the goal. Some of these individuals are often promoted for the fact that they get things done, but not really looking at the big picture of the impact that happens to people around them. But now what I want to do is really shift gears into what I really want to talk about in this podcast is the legend makers. The legend makers are individuals who have lived a life through experiences, trial and error, have become and stepped into who they were. Often people who are famous, admired, and we talk about them to see and where they've come from to where they are now. And often their stories are translated through social media, posts of quotes, movies, newspaper, radio, so many different venues. The sad part about thinking about legends, legends don't become legends often until they are dead. And I think it's more important to think about the living legend and setting yourself up to be the living legend so that you can share stories of your growth and where you've come from, for people to share and be empowered by your role modeling, setting the example, leading from behind, beside, or in front. But to really step into creating a positive change and impact in the world. Some of the greatest legends that we have had are people like Robin Williams. So humoring. I remember watching Mork and Mindy, one of his first shows ever, to watching RV and laughing about the adventures that he was on. So many different characters and accolades, and such a tragic end. But to be known as a legend. We have Elvis Presley, James Dean, so many individuals who have either had an impact in the arts, music, philanthropy, so many more, like Princess Diana, Mother Teresa. So one of the things that I want to talk about when you admire these famous people, these celebrities, and think about, wow, they are phenomenal, I want you to think about 3 qualities each of those individuals possess. And I want you to notice that because you see them in another person, they are mirrored back to you. You possess those qualities as well. And by possessing those qualities means that you are set up for greatness, set up to be a legend, a living legend. Someone I want to share with you that I consider a living legend, and he might be surprised that I'm sharing this with you, is Brian Riley of West Studio. He's a photographer out in the Hamilton area at Ontario in Canada, and he is so talented. In his wedding photography, he does not pigeonhole himself to a particular genre, although for the past several years he has done phenomenal work in the fitness industry. He also does business portraits, but he captures light. He is such an artist, and I often refer to him as a magician. This magical quality that he possesses in pulling out people's personalities far greater than what they often see themselves as. But I also want to talk about some other living legends. I've just recently completed a full marathon. That's 42.2 kilometers, 26.2 miles. And I know that there's many people out there who have also run marathons. But for me, there was such a metaphor for the marathon and life's endurance, but also to remind me of many things. That journey behind me, I never looked behind me to see how far I had come, or to see who was behind me, to see who was on my feet. I only focused forward. And the cheering and the positivity of people who got up early to come and cheer on. One girlfriend had gone to really cheer at one of the stations, and I'm forever grateful. But there's 2 other individuals who really supported me along the marathon, and I would like to consider them as legends, even though they too might not think that they're a legend. They're not famous or celebrities, but in my mind, they definitely are. I had a girlfriend who ran with me, this was her 9th marathon. She ran with me, she coached me along the way, and she did so even though she wasn't feeling the best, and I am just amazed at her commitment level. And she was a running partner. The other lady, she's a spark plug. She ran hills with me, helped me prepare in such a way, and she had finished her race, had come back after charging her phone, and both of these ladies ran in with me. And it was so powerful to me to have these individuals come along the journey. And by doing so, what I realized is when these people who come into our lives, they are legend makers. They became part of my legend, and hopefully I am part of theirs. But what I really want to take away and share with you is legends are ordinary people, these living legends. And the impact that they have in your life is huge. And the more gratitude that we share for these individuals, I think that's also what makes a legend maker. Givers are often giving, often have trouble receiving. So to really step into a new way of looking at contributing to this world, I really think it's about, why not be that legend you see yourself to be? Going back to my friend Brian Riley, he also has a karma project where he's giving back and taking photos for people who may be in positions where they're not able to, or they have a story that has limited them from being able to experience life maybe in a certain way. And he just steps into sharing his gifts with the world and really helping other people. So I want to encourage you to really take a look at who you are. Are you a giver, a taker, or a legend maker? Because we all can be living legends, making a difference in this world, helping others along the way, because we do not succeed alone. So I want to challenge you, if there's someone you admire, someone that you see as a legend, let them know. Have lunch or a coffee date with them. Find out what successes and failures that they've had to become who they are. These are the sharings and stories and conversations we need to start having. Be the legend maker and step into being legendary. Thank you for joining today's podcast. I am super excited that you're here. I have so much to share with you. I would love for you to go over to my website at www.debrakasowski.com. And what I'd like you to do is sign up for our email. You'll get the Success Secrets newsletter every 2 weeks. And we have a brand new gift that will be coming out really soon. It's a 3-part video to really ramp up some amazing things for you. And also we have a 7-day productivity challenge that will be coming out here just in the next couple weeks. It's so exciting. So you want to make sure you're on the email list, get your name on there. Go over to iTunes or your favorite podcast player, give us a 5-star high five, write us a review, and let me know what other shows or guests that you'd like to see on our show, because we are here to inspire, motivate, educate, and have you step into who you're meant to be. As Muhammad Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see in the world. And my wish for you, as always, is go out and make today great.